Hi, everybody. Wait, the camera's shaking. Everybody calm down. Okay. It's your host, Sabrina, from About This Aging Thing. Welcome, welcome. And we have, you know who she is, Mistress Angela. Did you just go kisses too?
I did.
Okay. So, we are drinking. Let's get that out the way.
We started before we started recording.
We did. A little Pinot.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Because it's been that type of day.
Yeah, it's been. I don't want to talk about it though. I don't want to talk about it because, like, not that you asked, but because I need to work it out in my head first.
I understand.
I be tripping.
Hold on, my apron. I need my apron.
We're not gonna talk about the apron. We don't know why she's wearing it.
You know, it's an ode to New York. I was supposed to go to New York this summer, and I haven't made it there yet. So I'm missing the city. Continue. So I just felt like wearing it.
Being a native New Yorker, I appreciate the ode.
You're welcome.
However, now that could be a really sexy outfit when somebody comes home and you're cooking in the kitchen.
It could.
That could be very sexy. You got on is the apron.
Hint. Well, I have more than just the apron.
I'm just saying if you had.
Yeah, I just want to make sure people on the show know because they.
But so what?
If I was just naked sitting.
You're not offensive. You're not showing your nakedness. But then I would wonder why you're sitting in the chair naked. Anyway. We back. Okay.
We back.
So we had a great experience on the road.
Yes, we did.
And we have known each other for a long time. And we still surprise each other with stuff. So when you're in the car with somebody for hours.
Yeah.
It's surprising what comes out. So we were talking in the car. We were like, hey, this would be a great show just to talk about a road trip with your road dog or dogette, or they don't want to use a dog, fine, bitch. You don't want to use that, fine. You know, somebody's, might be offended by whatever.
Give me the one. You're going to be in trouble with your brother. He told you not to curse on things.
I'm sorry, Jared. Oh, I shouldn't have said. Listen, Jared. Listen, he supports us.
He does. I love you, boo.
And he gives us great feedback, and he's probably gonna laugh when he sees this show. Anyway, so we were like, this would be fun. So we were, like the 50+ tribes. Sometimes now listen, a lot of us are vibrant and doing things and having a blast.
Absolutely.
A lot of us, and some of us, I refuse to give it to the majority.
Right.
Some of us are starting to sit more, starting to just kind of
isolate.
There you go. That's a good word.
Isolate. And not in a good way of isolating. You know how when you twerk, you can isolate, but not like that. Go ahead, continue.
When you say twerk, isolate, you mean isolate the muscles?
You know how you rotate and you isolate?
Yeah, I'm a great chair twerker.
Okay,
we're going to stay on topic.
Okay.
Stay focused. Okay,
so. It's your shirt. I see ruined. Let me see what your shirt says. It says, another perfectly day ruined by responsibility.
That's my attitude.
I can tell.
Did they hear what you said? Because y'all can read it backwards.
Let me say it again.
I see it backwards.
I say it again for you, for the people in the back. Another perfectly good day ruined by responsibility. At this age, we got way too much responsibility.
I definitely have an attitude.
You do. We're going to fix that, though.
We'll work it out.
That was part of that car ride, too. Okay, go ahead.
So we had, what you call it, car ride confessions?
Confessional. Cheers.
So we're going to, did we cheer yet?
I don't know. Let's do it again.
All right.
We may have, but whatever.
We told you we started before the show. I'm going to kind of try to keep this. We're going to try to stay focused.
We're going to stay focused and on topic. We're ready.
Okay. All right. So some of us are not engaging.
Yes.
We're tired. You know what, y'all? Sorry. I gotta go down the rabbit hole.
You can do one.
But I get it. I get it. Like, I get tired of the BS too sometimes.
I get tired of people sometimes.
See, there it is. So if you like to isolate, but you got your girl, your guy, whoever, that you really care about, or a couple of people that it is so much fun.
It is.
To get in the car and just drive. And Georgia is very large. You only have to leave the state. You can go to Savannah. You can go, there's so many different places you can go.
Right.
So anyway, I say this to say that driving and talking.
Yes.
We were sharing.
Yes, we were.
If I ever hear it, I know where it came from. She's the only one I told.
I'm not a snitch.
And you know, snitches give you what? Stitches. But anyway, we wanted to talk about how therapeutic, right?
Absolutely.
I really don't know what we talk about because we don't practice. We don't talk about it. We just say, hey, we're going to talk about car rides.
What the topic was,
and then that's the topic. And then we just kind of fly with it.
Right.
So,
confessionals, right? So I want to first say thank you for riding with me because I asked her to ride with me on a trip I had to do for one of my work events, and confessional was great, right? It really was enlightening, right? Because I think a lot of times when we are isolated because we get tired of people, right? You're in a confined space for a certain amount of hours. You're going to talk or do something, you know, when you talk or you open up, whatever it is, or music, or you're vibing, it does make you feel better. It makes the ride go faster because I think we were surprised how fast we got to where we were.
Yes, we got there fast.
And it was the same amount of time, but just because the conversation was engaging and it was confessionals, right? And I realized that I do that a lot when I do road trips. Like I think that's one of the things I like is having somebody ride with me so we can talk and communicate and vibe. But ours was a whole nother level, right? She checked me like 5 or 6 times in the car. And I was like,
she couldn't run.
I couldn't.
That's the thing about it.
You can't run.
So, you can't be like, okay, girl, I'll see you later. No, you can't.
Right, right. So I was telling her one time how I got in a fight on a car ride.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious, right? But you can't run from the car ride, right? So you got to deal with your shit.
That's right.
Again, I'm sorry, Jay. It's the alcohol talking. But the confessionals that go. And then realizing some of the things that you desire and you want. Like we talked about some of our wishes in life and this part of life and going through. We talked about kids. We talked about relationships and
dreams.
Running from relationships, right? Not running.
And get angry.
Right.
Shut up.
Because we are in a space in our life where we do get tired, where we do isolate. And I think a lot of times I do that myself.
What?
I know, right? Don't tell anybody. Shh. Like when my kids leave and they go do their thing, like sometimes I'm so exhausted that I just want to sit down and just shut it down and not talk to anybody.
Right.
But that's not realistic, right? Because you still have to engage. But it was so much fun. I don't know if we want to talk about some of our confessionals or what, but it was enlightening. This is why I don't like her. I don't like her.
I was looking at her in the car like this.
So really,
she's like, stop looking at me.
I started blushing one time in the car.
She was good, and she had her back to me, but she was smiling so hard, her cheeks were sticking out, and I said, I can see you blushing. I can see your cheeks sticking out. So,
and I think it's really good for people with a lot of responsibilities. I think about your shirt, like a day ruined by responsibilities, because we are so on most of the time in our positions in work and kids and parents. All the things we're responsible for, to actually speak your heart desire about whatever it is. Like, I want a beach house before I'm a certain age. Like, I need to have dual residency in 2 different places, right? That's something I have to have for me on my last part of my, on this part of the journey of life, right? What do I want in a partner? What I want in partners, if it's plural, what is it that I really want, right? And we had some really heartfelt conversations because you can ask questions that I don't think about because 1, I'm in menopause, and 2, I stay in my head. And who do you really talk to about some of your most deepest, darkest secrets? Get on the road with your bestie. What you say?
Huh?
What you say?
I said I have no secrets.
She does know secrets.
But I'm a vault.
Unless they pay you. Now, if they pay you 1.5, my 1.5 million,
I will tell you. I'm going to tell the secret and then split it with you.
Facts.
That's what I would do.
So that's how friends do.
That's
right?
what.
That's how you do. But it was cool to learn so much about each other, even though we've been friends for I don't know, a couple days now, right?
A couple days.
That you could still learn something new about the person that you know in your life. That could be an intimate partner, it could be a friend, it could be parents or kids or whatever. But confessional time in the car was better than most therapy sessions I've had in my life.
Wow, me too, though.
Yeah, I came out.
I felt closer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we laughed a lot.
We did.
Yeah, it was really ridiculous. Like if laughing can make you lose weight, I would have came back a size 6.
Now I want to share one secret that we had.
Go ahead.
Not personal, but I think towards the end of our trip, right? I think we had just gotten back to Atlanta, and we were in the city, and we were down by that spot, Magic City. We were there by Magic City. So those of you in the ATL, you know what I'm talking about, right? And it's not what you would expect me to say, that it was a sister or whoever it was as a dancer outside. This was I would put him maybe in his 40s, European descent. And he had his ass out. And I was thinking,
I was like, where is she going? I forgot about him.
I was like, are you kidding me, right? So that was one of those things that you laugh about.
I just got a glimpse, but she got the whole...
I saw the whole thing. I was traumatized because it wasn't a pretty one.
She was like, we're back.
We're back in the ATL.
We're back in the A.
And that's how we closed out our trip. So think about that one part and how significant the other parts of the trip were, right? So that stood out for me more than anything because we saw the European men that had a red booty. A red booty.
A little sunburn.
Orange. Okay.
But I want to say that it doesn't have to be, it could be an hour's drive. You could be driving to wherever, Callaway. You could be driving to, what's the place we like to go
Dalton.
to? What's the place we like to go to, the wine place? We could be driving there.
Chateau.
Chateau. You could be driving to a destination, or you can just get on the highway and just drive. Go somewhere you haven't gone. Go, like, I don't frequent Gwinnett. Sewanee. You don't have to even go far. Just drive so that like an hour out, an hour back. You'd be surprised. I mean, to me, a longer drive was fun. A longer drive was fun. Absolutely. But if you don't like, some people are like, I don't like driving. I don't want to go too far. So don't. But just get in the car, get your girlfriend, get your guy, whatever, whoever it is, and just drive. It's probably really good for couples too.
Absolutely, because you have to relax. So even if you don't have a destination, another thing, like if you're a stargazer, right, or a full moon. I think a few months ago we had the Northern Star thing, or Northern, the Northern Lights was like in part of Atlanta. So I think I got in the car and I was talking to somebody. Oh my outfit. Hold on, I'm exposed. I got in the car and I was talking to a friend on the car. In the car, they went in the car with me, but we had a conversation about the Northern Lights, and I was sitting there in search for Northern Lights, and it was so much fun talking to somebody while I'm sitting here looking for where do I need to go. And that was just up 400, really. And if you live in Atlanta and going up 400, that's a 45-minute drive in itself, right?
So you call me, and you're like, if I find it, I'm going to let you know so you can come over here. I was
like, you was like, okay. So I called somebody else that's going to talk me through this. So whatever your cup of tea is, right? Maybe drive to Macon one day. That's 45 minutes to an hour away from Atlanta as well. Go get some lunch and just vibe, right?
Isn't Tanger Outlet out there?
Yeah, there is.
So you can go window shopping, have lunch. Remember one time we went, it's 100 years ago. We went to, we said we were going to do it. We were going to go to the outlet, it was a big outlet. We were going to do half the outlet one day, have dinner, spend the night at a hotel, and then go do half the outlet the next day. I think we just talked about doing it. But that was a great.
I think our budget's got it away.
I think we spent all our money the first day.
Oh, that would probably be the case. It was that bad.
We'll talk about the bag. But we were like, it's time to go home. But it was fun.
Yeah, what you get to know about each other, like your small quirks. Like, I think you learned that it was something you learned about me on this last road trip. You was like, I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
I can't remember what it was. I don't think
we should probably share it.
Not that one. Not that part. I'm not going to share my most intimate thoughts, right? I share a lot, but no. Maybe it was something about, what was it? I think I was talking about Dr. Ruth. Maybe something like, I didn't know that you respected Dr. Ruth like that. And I was like, I met her when I first introduced her when I was 14. I'm a sexologist. Come on now, right? So it was cool, some of the things we learned.
Did you learn anything about me?
I did. I learned that you are more spontaneous than what you let out in public.
Thank you.
And I forgot.
I've been working on it.
I forgot. But then it remanded me of all the fun we've had over the years, right? And I started clowning about things you did in different cities. I'm like, you remember that time? I won't tell her business, but I'm just saying.
I'm just going to say Allie. And it makes us laugh.
Allie, right? Or, what was the one here in Atlanta? It was a white, remember the one we were somewhere? And I said it was a white pole.
Listen, y'all, let me tell you. She always want to bring this pole up. And the wall. Remember the wall?
When we
it
first...
was alcohol.
Remember, many years ago, my birthday in my 20s, right? And I invited this sister out to my party. It was... I
didn't know her.
She didn't know me, right? And I was like, okay, we're going to see how she can hang. Friend. We're going to see how she can hang. One, she didn't want to go skydiving with me, but I got over that.
I said, don't nobody ask people that the first time they meet them.
You did. But then I said, okay, well, I'm going to have a party. Can you at least come to the party I'm having? And it was a lot of people there or whatever. And she came and I was like,
There was a guy there.
Yes, there was a guy there, and she did her thing, and I was impressed. I was like, okay.
She didn't know.
We could be friends.
See, she had this quiet demure.
But I forgot about that part of you, right?
That
so
was
it was
fun.
cool to remember who you are outside of what we show up as in our everyday lives, right? I show up as a mother and as a work, whatever I do in the nonprofit sector and all the things we do, but we forgot about who we are as people.
Yeah.
And that's the key part about the confessionals, right? Usher's song keeps coming in my head. But but I'm not pregnant.
I know, please.
We're gonna get paid if I am, right? But it was cool to learn that about you, to remember that about you, that you still have that spirit in you at this point in life, and that you still enjoying life. So I don't have to worry about you.
But I already told you to slap me if I start acting crazy. If I start acting like, if I start looking at applique clothing.
So the things that you want somebody to know about you. I'm embracing
looking at
Asian.
Butterflies on the jackets, hats,
no.
rhinestones.
And some people things look good, right? But there are certain things that
it's
we
not
know
me though. You know, it's not me.
that is aging us, that we do, that our grandparents did, and we're in a 50+ tribe. So think about our grandparents when we were back in the 70s and 80s, right? I remember my grandmother. I love her dearly. Big Mama, right? She had the plastic over her chairs. If I put plastic over my chairs, somebody needs to slap me because that's not who I am.
Right.
I appreciate it, but that's not who I am.
And we can become our parents and grandparents
very easily.
I mean, there are great things about them.
Absolutely.
I want the character,
right,
and the work,
but I don't want the
and the cleanliness. So I don't want
plastic.
I don't want the applique sweat. This applique, what do you call it? Not jumpsuits, jogging suits. With the hat, the denim hat with the butterfly. We don't want
the plastic sticking to the back of my
we
leg.
want the plastic on. Yeah, we get up and go. No, we don't want that.
Or the kids have to dust all the little figurines you got on your coffee table. I don't even think we have coffee tables like that anymore. But if I go in that space, you as a community slap me too, right?
Yeah.
I can appreciate those memories, but that's not who I want to be.
So these are things we talked about in the car, y'all. That's how we're going off. But we talked about these things in the car. And personal things in the car,
right?
And what we want going forward,
right?
And how we feel. And I feel I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like we spoke about some things that we probably don't show to most.
Right. I would say. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I would say one of the confessionals. Let's keep it real, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a sexologist. We know that I'm in a 50+ tribe. I have teenagers. I live as a single woman in Atlanta, right? And sometimes we have our defenses up so much that we forget how to let that barrier down and see what we really want, or that girl part of you. And I think one of the things that I came out of with that ride was that I'm still that young girl that I was years ago.
Oh,
I can still giggle. I can still have fun, and I have fun.
We did giggle,
but I enjoy laughing. I enjoy laughing about me, and I enjoy that I can have conversation and laugh about my errors or my shortcomings, right? And realizing and embracing it, and then making a change with it, like saying thank you. Like, I didn't realize I do that. I joke with you a lot about you being a Capricorn, so black and white, but you also.
I'm gray now.
She has some gray. She has some gray in her. She got a little pop of red in there and stuff.
See,
right. And then I'm becoming more black and white sometimes, and that's with different things. Like, what do I want? What do I need? And that's some conversations I usually don't have because I'm always helping other people. So it's good to be able to have that in space time where you can really just dive into whatever conversations you want to dive into. So
that was awesome.
It was.
I want to say thank you for letting me go with you. And it was a great experience. And I feel like I talked about stuff I don't really talk about. Also, you know what I think would be fun? We encourage you all to do this, right? Get with your bestie or whoever, sister, mama, whoever you need to talk to. I think it'd be fun if that was a regular, like, not scheduled thing, because, Capricorn, we love a schedule. Not a schedule.
Not another schedule.
No, not another schedule. But it's like saying, hey, when you say, hey, if you say, hey, you want to take a ride with me, I already know you want to talk about something, and then we could just ride and talk. Right.
And I would say this, right? Sometimes that's scary to do that because we are comfortable in our own spaces. And I remember when I decided I was going to do this drive instead of flying, which was amazing considering all the things that happened as well. I was like, but I like my own alone space. I'm used to being able to walk around the room or, you know, just do what I do in my car, right? Or all those things that we get comfortable with. But I was like, no, I need this, right? Because it's making me feel a little different. So I would say step out of your comfort zone, that if you're used to flying somewhere, even if it's 2 hours away, try something different and ride. If it's with your kids or your partner or your parents or besties or bestie, right? Because I have a lot of really close people in my life. Step out your comfort zone. Like, I don't know if I should do that. Do it.
Right.
Because you'll get something out of it for sure.
I like the kids idea. If you have kids, I don't care what age they are, you know, I would say, well, that's not true. I would say middle school up, because they have a lot on their minds. That's a great time to
Absolutely
have conversations.
Absolutely.
And I don't care if they're 30.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's still a connection. And we get interrupted so much with so many things. There's so many distractions that in the car, you have very little distractions.
Absolutely.
We didn't get on our phones. Of course, you know, we're driving.
Right.
And I had my phone out away, and we just talked and laughed and talked and laughed. Got mad and laughed and talked.
Right.
We did a lot of stuff.
Right. I rolled my eyes a couple of times.
She
I think
did.
I
She
did roll
did.
my eyes.
She
I'm like,
told
you
me
don't
shut
know
up.
me.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
And she said, "Shut up." And
then I was like, okay, you're right. You're right. I do that. Whatever.
Yeah. So try it. Try it. What should we call it? Should we give it a name? What should you call it?
Confessionals. I don't know, like
Car confessionals or just
I don't
confessionals?
know. Confessionals. I don't know.
I want the word
road
in there.
Road trip confessionals, right? Because you do get to learn a lot. I've done that with my kids before. I think we had to go somewhere, and I made them when they were awake, because sometimes I want them to go to sleep, right? I learned what type of music they like. I learned about new different styles or whatever it is that they got going on, right? And they can learn about what I like.
Road trip confessions.
Road trip confessions. Usher, I need you to do something with that, okay?
But I think that's a great idea. And kids, we try. I think the best parents try their best to connect with their kids. I'm about to say students, kids, but this is so many distractions. So you get them in the car.
It is.
So everybody put their phones away, and then we're gonna talk about whatever.
Yeah, and I would say this: the number one rule, though, is that you can have your reactions, but don't overreact to your kids or anything that somebody says where they're going to feel like they're being chastised. A partner or a friend.
Like, why am I telling you this?
Right, because you're going to get mad at me and I don't know, whatever it is, punish me, and whatever punishment you're going to do, right? Because kids have to trust that they can share stuff with you.
Right.
My kids send me memes all the time about parents that do crazy stuff. And I'm like, that's not me, but I think it's funny, right? Or I send them something. I think I sent my son something the other day, but that came from our conversations in the car. It came from me listening to the conversations the things that are important to them.
Right.
It came from me listening to teenage drama, right? Right. And then it also allowed them to see me as a whole person as well. Because I think sometimes for my kids, even if they're adults, they don't get to see us as a whole person. And I think that's critical in relationships. So.
What's going on with your apron?
Girl, I need a new apron. Girl. I should have a Miami apron.
That's straight out of Brooklyn, girl. I don't know what's happening right now.
I need to get to Brooklyn this year, for real. Hey, boo, in Brooklyn, I love you. I miss you. You know who you talking about, love. You know I love you, baby.
So I was going to say that I have a daughter. It's my last comment about car confession. What did we say? Road confessionals?
Road trip confessions.
Road trip confessions. It's very particular when I can catch her in a hearing mode, right?
Absolutely.
When I know her well, so I know when she can really hear me. When I know when she's just going and she's not gonna move on it. But I find that when we're in a car together, the other day we went to lunch together. She said, "Mom," she texted me, "Do you want to have lunch? You want to go to lunch? Or you want me to order some food?" And I was like, "Let's go to lunch. I'll meet you. I'll come get you and we'll go." She's like, "I was hoping you would say that." So in the car, because I usually don't want to go nowhere. Because I don't like spending money.
I want a budget.
Not a secret.
I'm trying to buy a house. Okay.
Not a secret. So when, it was great to be able to talk to her in the car. I feel like the car we're both vulnerable. We're both open in the car. I don't know what that is.
And you're not looking at each other, even though you're in an intimate space. As a driver, I can't really look at you, but I can hear you. So sometimes that puts you at ease because I can talk to you, be in an intimate setting, but you can't I don't see your gaze.
That might be it. Yeah.
I don't feel intimidated by whatever it is.
That's a really good point. Because she told me what she wanted to tell me. We just talking though. We didn't have an agenda. We were just talking. So I was like, so how's this? How's this going? Because I hadn't seen her in like 4 days. So I was like, how's this going? And we're catching up. And then I told her what I thought about things that I thought about that would affect her. You know, this is what, and you know your kids, so you know when you're able to say, when they can really hear you. But I feel like in the car is the most engaging that she is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In the car and at dinner sometimes. We're sitting at the dining room table.
Absolutely.
Depending, I can kind of feel her and know, okay, I can say this now.
Absolutely.
Where she can hear me.
Absolutely.
So then by the time we got to lunch, we were just able to have fun because we had got the other stuff out of the way. So I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah. And then let's go to the relationship part. So, we talk about friends and we talk about kids. I was actually driving by myself somewhere. I think I had to go to Savannah or somewhere. I don't remember. But I had a friend that I was intimate with, right? And we talked the whole time in the car. And even if you're driving solo, but if you have somebody you can talk to, and a lot of times we have friends that call us when they're on car rides. I think about a sister that does that, and we can talk for 30 minutes and catch up, right? And we were able, even though they were on the phone, I was able to talk to them and have some real conversations. And we realized where we were in the relationship or the non-relationship or whatever it is. And it's such a good space to be in because you can talk uninterrupted if you can. If it's nighttime, morning time, or whatever. So those relationship conversations can happen even if you're not in the car. It makes a huge difference.
And the last thing I want to say about this is also for me, driving. I know we're talking about driving together and having, I've been drinking.
That peanut girl.
And having conversation. Also, riding with myself.
Yes.
Driving with myself.
Yes.
Sometimes I just turn the music off. I love listening to music while I'm driving, and I love singing. I told Angie, I love singing at the top of my lungs especially if I feel a little tired. It'll get me rejuvenated. But I love driving by myself, turning the music off, and just clearing my head.
Yes.
And thinking through what I need to think through. And a lot of times I come back home clear-headed and knowing exactly what I need to do. Sometimes I'll just be in the car in the silence and I ask for guidance.
Absolutely.
While I'm driving. Like, help me clear my head, help me think this out. I need an answer for this. And then by the time I get to where I'm going,
absolutely,
I feel really clear-headed about it. So that's also a great road trip with yourself.
And what you see as you go when you're by yourself like that, or even with people. I mentioned, funny wise about the guy with his booty out, right? But I remember one time on a ride, and we saw the double rainbow, right? And the rainbow ended in the car. Like if you think about how the ending of a rainbow and it ended in the car that we were driving in, that was phenomenal. Yeah. Or something I see on the side of the road, like you notice different things. Being present in that drive is amazing in quiet time. Yeah. Don't drink though. Don't drink.
Yeah, we don't drink and drive.
No, we don't.
We don't do that.
We drink and talk. We talk here and drink, but we don't do that.
And we might drink at our destination.
Yeah. And actually, I just thought about it yesterday when I picked my daughter up from one of her mini events. Right, we were driving home, maybe a 20-minute drive, and a song came on, and we had the most fun in the car. Oh. And it didn't have, like you said, it doesn't have to be long, but she was singing at the top of her lungs, and she's a work in progress. Right?
Don't talk about my baby.
But I love her because she was so happy and joyful, and she said, we like this song, let's turn it up, right? And that comes because we do that on a regular, right? We listen to music, or we turn the music off, or when she gets in the car, she's like, I gotta tell you about my day. And I'm like, teenage trauma, right? But then it's a great space to decompress. We talked about that in other shows, how you decompress before you get home or whatever it is. It's such a cool space in the car. I think about the comedians who were doing the shows in the cars one time. That's fun. So it's the same thing.
We're going to do a show in the car. You want to do it?
Excuse me, the wine just kicked in.
I see your glass is empty. That means the show is over.
I need to go eat. I'm hungry
to eat. Okay, so
let's close out.
Close out.
Go
ahead.
So you can tell the day is about reconnecting, right? It's about fun and joy, and something so simple as a car ride can bring you closer to whoever you want to be close to, and closer to yourself. So enjoy the journey. If it's a plane ride, sit together and talk and laugh, right? Different thing, but we'll talk about that Mile High Club later. Okay, anyway, enjoy the journey. Just enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey.
How long you gonna be smiling? You've been smiling since we got back.
You know what? I am in such a good space. I'm so free. I am so free. I am so free. And I haven't been this free in a long time. So
happy for you.
I'm going to keep smiling.
That's so awesome. I'm just going to say, don't let aging dictate how you get older. And I'm going to say that because it's my line.
Yes,
but I'm also going to say it because I don't want us to get away from the things that matter.
Facts.
And like, as simple as a car ride is, it could be so monumental. It could be so engaging. It could be so life-changing.
It could save your life.
Life-changing, right?
It could be save your life.
So don't ever feel like you're too old for that or anything.
Absolutely.
Let's keep moving, keep going, do your thing. And some people are like, what if I don't have a car?
Guess what? If you're in a, I was in the islands one time and I had a driver, right? And I was with a friend. You can still have the same thing even if you don't have a car. Let's think about that. You can be in the back of an Uber car and you and your partner get together and you're going to the airport. You can have some conversation. Maybe not as intense, but you can start to connect that way, right? But if we want to talk about the intensity, I can talk about that too later. Hit me up in the DM.
See what I'm dealing with.
I love you.
You talking to me? I'm talking to audience.
Everybody, I love you too. I'm glad you're my sister.
Oh, she said that in front of everybody.
Oh my God.
Yes. So now she cannot disown me ever. You know, sometimes she'll be like, girl, you better not, because she see me cut people off. Girl, you better not cut me. I was like, you're my sister. I can't cut you off.
Facts.
We can fall out, get mad, but we're going to get back together because we're sisters.
We're sisters.
Yeah, I have a sister in Brooklyn. We get mad. We talk.
I love you, Love.
You know,
I'm going to see you soon.
her name is actually Love.
Her name is Love. I don't have a cool name like that. Like, her name is Player. Her name is Love. I don't have a name like that.
My name is Sabrina.
Mistress. That's all I got. I love you.
We love you guys. Don't let aging dictate how you get older. Keep going. Make a difference.
Glasses up.
Like, share, subscribe. Please leave a comment. We'd love to hear your experiences on how you connect, reconnect. If you have any car road confessions, we'd like to hear it.
Facts.
We'll keep it a secret.
We won't say your name.
You know, we do that. This is anonymous, but we're gonna share it.
While you're smiling in the background. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Peace.